Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sim's YouTube channel, and welcome back to Old Guy Farm Single Player Challenge. This is episode number 17, or our 17th live stream that we have done in this challenge. And I appreciate everyone who has watched and both watched my live streams as well as picked up the archived recording. So I appreciate that very much. Let's go ahead and get right into the action. We've got several things that we're going to do today. We basically need to expand our sheep herd. And so we are going to we're going to pick up a trailer, probably lease a trailer, and then we will get those sheep moved down to the farm. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Go ahead and click connect, and I just want to make sure that we've got the animal trailer that I want to use. I don't think that one is large enough. I think we're going to go with the semi version. I believe I have one here in my mods list. I do believe. Let me just scroll through my list of mods, my somewhat out of control mods, and Java go away. Not interested in taking a Java update at this particular point in time. And come on, let's see. I should have checked this before I started the stream. I do admit that. There we go. Wilson livestock trailer, right there. Let's see if I have another one. I think that's the only one that I actually have. So we got two folks watching the stream, so welcome very much, and we'll go ahead and get started. And like I said, we are going to lease that, I think, unless the rental costs more than what it might be to actually have those sheep delivered. We will go ahead and lease that trailer. Jamie Burt, afternoon Grizzly, how are you? I am doing just fine, Jamie. Good afternoon or good evening to you. And Kyle Myers says hello. Hello, Kyle. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. All right, so we're going to get right into the action. I do need to do this really quick and reset my steering wheel. Again, failed to do that. All right, so we are off. So the first thing we do after we run through that bush there is we come over here and we're going to collect our eggs. Just simply because that's what we do. It's kind of how we start every stream off doing that, because get those eggs collected, because the spawning point here for our egg collection only holds so many eggs, and so so we need to do that. So let's take a look at the animal trailer situation here. So hopefully it'll appear under animals. So this one doesn't say how many sheep, unfortunately, it holds, and that's a shame. I wish our modding community would be a little bit more descriptive in things as far as what things hold and that sort of stuff. So we got this one, and we've got that one. So $20 a day, $22 a day. Let's see what if the 7,700 to rent that. So just for grins and giggles, let's just go down here and we will check and see how much it's going to cost to actually deliver our sheep, because quite honestly, the way we are doing things with this challenge is certainly, so let's see. So we want a total, what I want to do is I want to bring our herd up to 100 herd of sheep. And so right now we're already over the delivery fee of what it would actually cost. So $14,000 to deliver, and we'll just back out of this one more second and come back over here and take a look at this livestock trailer. So it's $7,700 per operating hour, though. If you look at this, per operating hour, it would take us probably an hour to move the sheep. So actually, you know something, I think that we can make this money back up in the amount of time that it would take us to actually deliver the sheep. So I'm going to take the easier approach. Again, this is kind of about spending our money wisely, but it's also about our time and doing our time wisely as well. So we're going to just have these delivered because well, we have a good standing with the community. And so we're going to go ahead and bump our totals up to 100. That's what we were doing with law folds. We'll confirm that, and out goes that money. So ouch. All right, and we'll jump over. So we now have the proud owners of 100 sheep. So Kyle, your message was retracted. Not sure what you said there. Oh, Kyle said 24. Okay, so it was retracted, but I'm still able to see it. Okay, so we need to do some things. We're going to probably do some more logging today, but I think before we do that, we need to tend to the sheep that we do have. So we'll go ahead and do that first thing this morning. Hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful day. I think if the rental cost of that trailer would have been a little bit less, obviously I think it would have made potentially more sense to go ahead and move those animals ourselves. I'm looking for our bucket. I guess I left it over here. But under the circumstances, I think that we can, we'll do better with our time by having them delivered like we did. And all will be just fine. Okay, so we're going to grab a hold of this. And we'll get these animals cleaned up. Now, of course, as I have said before, it probably doesn't quite matter as much on the cleanliness side of things right now because our sheep are not productive. Our sheep are not producing any wool in the fall or in the winter time frame. And winter, of course, is just around the corner. We'll just go ahead and leave this bucket over here for now. And let's just pull up our animal dialogue here so that we can kind of see what we've got going on. So we've got 100 head, we need some water, and we need some hay and some grass. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we need to go and get our pallet forks. So for those of you that regularly watch my channel, you know that I usually don't live stream on Sunday, but got some things that may interfere with my schedule later in the week, and if that does happen, then I may miss an evening. Let's see, the pallet fork is on the other side of the Ponzi there, so let's get out and we'll go ahead and do maintenance on the Ponzi because basically we need to do that anyway. Let's see. We need to stop. Alright. We need to move our Ponzi into the garage, and then we need to do maintenance on the Ponzi. Okay, that is left R. And it's worth it doing the maintenance on it because obviously it needs to be done, and plus we're making lots of money with this. So go ahead and get this out of the shop, and we'll go ahead and slide it on down, kind of out of the way here. We'll move it. We'll move it over here and park it in the driveway for now. Hopefully the wife won't mind that. There we go. And we don't need course play. Jamie says, I know you like flight sims. Did you see Squirrel's trip to Virtual Fly's headquarters with the full motion flight simulators? Yeah, I did, Jamie. I saw that. He was with... Let's see, he was with someone else. I can't think of his name right now, but I did see that. That's kind of cool. I would enjoy that, I think, very much if I had an opportunity to do that. I also watch, every year I watch the World Flight, which is guys that basically do a week-long round-the-world flight, taking turns. They usually start in Australia somewhere and fly around the world and then basically back to Australia. So I've been watching that, and guys like Matt Davis, Bellens, usually participates in that. And I don't know if Squirrel has in the past or not, but that's kind of cool to see those guys fly the real world sims like that, or the well, they're not, the stuff that I've seen Bellens fly, that's not, I don't think that's a motion, I don't think it's a motion, I don't think it has a motion type simulation to it, but hello Carlos, welcome to the stream, thanks for stopping by. All right, so we are going to also eventually, let's check, was that enough? That was enough hay and grass, so we're not going to put any more hay and grass in right now. We've been quite fortunate that the amount of hay and grass that that was basically placed on the map for starting has done us quite well. Of course, we will have to get some more because well, quite honestly, with 100 sheep now, that's going to go pretty quick. Kirk Baker, hello to you as well. So obviously fall is set in here to our map, compliments of the Seasons mod, and it looks quite nice. So if you guys are not used to the Seasons mod, or if you've never seen it, then obviously you may or may not know that it does change the coloring of the trees and that sort of stuff, which is kind of cool. So we'll go ahead and top up the water here. All right, that's full. And let's just drive over and take a peek at our greenhouses. I can't remember if we maintained our greenhouses in the last episode or not. So basically our fields, we're done with our harvest. We did that a few episodes ago, the main fields up here. We did do our soybean harvest down below. Let's see, water fill level 82%. Let's go ahead and just do that while we're here. They won't take much, but at least we'll have it done while we've got the tractor hooked up to the water barrel. Do you buy your water? No, there is a pond just right at the edge of the road where we can get water, and the water is free on this map at that particular spot. There are some other ponds or streams or whatever where the water is also free at those locations as well, and so I do take advantage of that free water as best as I can. Of course, 8:30, 8:40 in the morning, and it's still quite dark looking. That is also compliments of the Seasons mod. So the days are getting shorter. Each and every day that goes by is getting shorter and shorter. So I appreciate everyone watching the live stream. That keeps me company. And I am giving away 3 copies of the upcoming Farm Sim, the Giants Farm Sim expansion DLC. That'll be coming out in November. And you can win a copy, or you can enter the contest, my contest, or my drawing, I should say, simply by watching my videos and sort of confirming back that you've watched them by listening for the code word of the day. And I usually give out the code word of the day at some point before the end of the video. And here's where we get our free water, right down here. So go ahead and refill this. Might as well refill it while we have it and while we're thinking about it, because obviously we'll probably be filling water up quite a bit unless we upgrade our water tanker, which we might end up doing, especially if the sheep are going to need a lot more than 7,300 liters of water per day. It might be in our best interest to go ahead and upgrade the water tanker. So here we are here. All right, so one other thing that we need to do is let's take a look at our seeding chart here, or our field chart here. We do need to take a look and see if this is first growth stage, and it is. So I think that what we can do is, did we not? Oh, we didn't cultivate that field over there. Okay, we've still got We've still got a field up here to cultivate and then a field down below. So we'll get a hired worker working on cultivating the field up here. I'm a crazy redneck. Hello, and hello to you as well. Welcome to the channel. And then CWC Gaming, hey, does someone know when Black Sheep Modding is coming out with a new semi that he is making for Farm Sim 17? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but I will tell you that Black Sheep Modding are official mod partners of PCSG. You'll find a link to PCSG down below, and I would go there and maybe ask that question or check and see if you can find the answer there. I don't know off the top of my head, and but you might get that answer over there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hire a worker to go ahead and cultivate this field, cultivate this oilseed radish in. That will give us our first level of fertilization. And we're just going to go ahead and back this guy here out of the garage because we're going to go cut some wood, because that's how we're making the majority of our money, is by cutting wood. And so what we're going to do is we're going to grab this guy, we're going to park him right there, and then we're going to bounce over and get into our semi. And then, we can't do follow me. I just almost made a mistake. I almost made a mistake that could have basically caused me to have to forfeit this challenge. I am glad that I was thinking there, because I almost set up a follow me course behind the Ponzi. So we will just have to leave that there for now. And we will come up and get in the Ponzi and go ahead and drive him up and start cutting some wood. So as nature of the challenge, and if you are new to my live stream and you haven't been following what's been going on, basically the live stream, we're just going to start cutting some wood right here, because why not? But the nature of the live stream, the challenge, the single player challenge, is basically about a challenge that Old Guy Farmer, who is the mod developer of this map, created. He created the challenge, and basically it is has a set of rules and everything that we all, of course, have to abide by. And of course, part of that is we can only hire one worker at a time. And so we've got our hired worker doing the cultivation on our oilseed radish field right over here. And like I said, I just almost made a mistake, and I just almost hired a worker to do follow me, and that would have been bad, because it would have been potentially cheating. And but that's sort of, that's sort of some of the things that I've been talking about in the last few days, few episodes, is that I've usually just, if I need to hire a worker, or if I need to do something like that, I don't even really think about it. It just sort of happens, because that's kind of how we can do things if we're not playing a type of a challenge type map. But obviously when you're playing a challenge, then obviously you need to play by the rules, and that's what we obviously are going to do. So I think we're going to kind of work our way back around to the main area where we have been cutting logs, but it really doesn't do us any good to sort of bypass this area here, because obviously we're probably going to want to take these trees down anyway, and so no better time than the present to start doing that. And most likely I'm going to knock this highway sign down in the process. Be up on the tree first, Jerry. There we go. All right. So we'll go ahead and go into our field area here and start cutting down some of these trees. Of course, we've already cut down a considerable amount of trees in and around this area, already, simply because we wanted to be able to widen our fields, increase the size of our fields. So we sort of did that even before right after we planted and everything. So that's kind of what we did in the early stages of the challenge. And of course we ground all the stumps and everything like that. But this area over here, really because of the proximity of the rocks, the mountain, or whatever that is, then we weren't going to expand that direction, so it really didn't matter. Hello Jim, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Continuing our logging quest, as we've got one hired worker that is cultivating the oilseed radish in on this big field here, and we had to drive our Ponzi around for maintenance the previous game day because it was on its last day, and so we decided to go ahead and start cutting some trees down in this area as we sort of move back around to the other area where we've been sort of clear cutting the last few episodes. So you'll get all information that you need for my giveaway down below the video screen. And I will be giving out the word of the day here momentarily. I want you guys to see a little bit more of the episode before I give that to you. And of course, the more you watch, the more opportunities you will have to basically win the challenge. Hello, Stephen. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. And of course, you can, if you're so inclined, you can certainly go back and watch the previous 16 episodes. They're all up on my YouTube channel. And there will be a total of 72 total episodes for this challenge. So if you listen and watch all of these episodes, you will basically have 72 opportunities or 72 chances of winning the contest. Where am I from? Well, where I'm from and where I live are two different places. I am from the state of Texas. That's where I grew up and spent over half of my life. And but where I live is I basically live in the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado. So that's where I live. But where I'm from, again, is different. What is the prize? Well, there's 3 prizes. I will be giving away 3 copies of the upcoming Giants Farm Sim 17 Platinum Expansion DLC pack that Giants is releasing in the mid part of November. My drawing will be held on the 6th of November, and the competition has to be done by the 1st of November. And let's see, Stephen, read please. Maleka, let's see. I've adopted your style of chopping down trees, Jim says, using less cab movement and more directional movement. Yeah, I've got a joystick set up. Right now I'm not using it. I was using it the other day, and I disconnected it because I did a bit of flight sim, and when I do flight sim I have to kind of rearrange my my hardware that I have, and so I had unplugged my joystick, and when I started to live stream I realized I hadn't connected it. But yeah, I have found that basically kind of going head on, almost keeping the boom about the position that it's in, and just kind of addressing the tree, that way is kind of the best bet for me. It's what seems to work the best for me. Of course, everyone's mileage may vary. Let's see. Skylar says, I watch and listen to your live stream every day. Can I have a game, please? I am poor. Well, if you enter the contest and if I draw your name, I will certainly award you with the expansion DLC. Now, keep in mind, Skylar, is that this is not the full-blown Farm Sim 17. This is just the expansion DLC. So you will need to have Farm Sim. You will need to have Farm Sim 17 as I kind of manhandle this tree and get it moved around, but it works. So you'll need to have that. And the OVIJAK, I don't know how you pronounce that. He says he's from Poland. So welcome from Poland. It's awfully late or it's awfully early for you, either way. But thanks for stopping by and watching the live stream. I appreciate that. But basically, my advice to you is for anyone that is interested in the drawing is to basically watch, listen, and enter. And basically, all the information that you need in order to be able to enter for the drawing or for the contest is down below. Down below the video, and then that'll get you all the information that you need. Skylar says he has entered it. All right, great. I'm not sure what you're saying there, OVIJAK. I don't have time to translate. Yeah, the bindings are a bit well, you know, and this kind of goes back to Farm Sim 15 as well, is that they're sort of their hardware support is just kind of, it's really kind of limited. I did do a video, and it still somewhat relates to Farm Sim 17. I did a video, Jim, and if you haven't seen it, or if you can't find it on my channel, if you want to contact me, I'd be happy to send you the link. And I sort of did this back in Farm Sim 15, where I showed how to connect both the G27, the Logitech G27, and the joystick, and get them working at the same time. Well, I hope you win too, Skylar. But again, you'll just have to enter, and we'll see what your chances are. The more you watch, the more you listen for the code words and everything, the greater chance you will have of winning, obviously. All right, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Don't worry about your English, that's fine. Trust me, I can usually decipher what people are trying to say, but obviously I only speak and read English. And I'm sure my English teacher from high school probably even doubts that I do all of that very well, but I've seen it for all the different things, but luckily I've copied the original bindings because I was lost. Okay, well that works too. Yeah, I'm really hoping that they put that Giant, when I say they, I mean Giants, I hope that that Giants will do a little bit better job in getting hardware support for Farm Sim 19. I had hoped for that for 17, but obviously knew very quickly after installing Farm Sim 17 and launching it and everything, and it more or less looked and behaved the same way. I'm like, oh boy, you know, so much for for enhanced controller support. You know, controller support is so easy in like ATS and ETS2, and I just really don't understand. I really don't understand why Giants hasn't made it easier. I would think that they would certainly recognize that folks want to play the game with external hardware and not just keyboard and mouse. Let's see, Skylar says, I have watched this live stream from the beginning, and what game system are you on? I'm on PC. This is Giants Farm Sim 17 for the PC. Jamie, okay. Well, I guess Nightbot doesn't speak Polish, maybe. Which, by the way, if you guys were on the last live stream, I have sort of loosened some of the Nightbot stuff just a little bit. We'll see how this goes. Obviously, it is my desire to run a G-rated stream, so if it becomes a problem, then I'll tighten it back up again. I usually have two moderators, Mark DuPont and Chris, but I don't think either of them are on the stream tonight. But we'll see how it goes. But if you guys could just be, if you guys could just honor my wishes to keep things G-rated, then I would appreciate it. I just bought that game for PC. Can I join? Well, there's nothing to really join. This is a single-player challenge, so I'm not playing multiplayer. The challenge does dictate that we do this in single-player and not in multiplayer. So I'm going to skip some of these trees, and I'm going to go after some of these really tall ones back over here, because obviously the more board feet that we can pull out of a tree, the more profit that we get. So that's an anomaly, or not. Let's try to, whoa, that's cool. All right, Dukes of Hazzard style there. All right, so we won't try to do that again. Anyway, yeah, this is single player, so not multiplayer setup. There's some talk about maybe a multiplayer challenge that Old Guy Farmer is sort of thinking about, and we'll see if that basically, if that comes to be. But it'll obviously be well after this challenge is over with. Can I play on a multiplayer map? Yeah, I can play. I've got a multiplayer server. It's not active at the moment, but right now, pretty much all the time that I have to do is pretty much this challenge until I get these 72 episodes done, and then keeping up with my other Let's Plays that I'm doing, my other videos that I'm putting out on my channel. So until that's done, there's not a whole lot of extra time for me, because I do work about 45 to 50 hours a week if I'm not traveling, and family time and all that kind of stuff is just important. So we need to check on our worker here and find out what they're doing. Obviously they're stuck on a fence post. So we'll kind of help them out here. Try not to run into the into the pond there. Can I use table manners for my animals? I don't think it has been specifically ruled out, but I think it would be somewhat cheating, only from the sense that we should try to do things from the standpoint of as realistic as possible. And so since table manners basically you know, essentially prevent you from having to clean up after the animals and everything, I think that might be a slight disadvantage. So so no, I'm not using it. Skylar, like I said, the server right now is not operational, so I'm not going to provide the server name unless it's actually active and it's actually on, and I've got a map that's installed on it and all that kind of stuff. So for right now, it's just the server is idle, and until that changes, there's no need in me telling you what it is, because there won't be anything on it for you to access. Yeah, I don't know if that's even gonna happen. I would say that just you know, stay tuned to my channel, and if I participate in the challenge, then obviously I'll be showcasing that, and or maybe check out the Old Guy Farmer Facebook group, because that's who is contemplating organizing the challenge. And I don't really know how it will work, if we'll pick teams or something like that to sort of partner up and do the challenge. I don't know. Don't know anything about it. Right now, it's this is what is taking up my time. And again, until this is done, then not much need to speculate about anything else. Because I doubt very seriously if he would even start the challenge until after November 1st. Let's see, it's got a pretty tall tree up there. It is. Time flies when you're having fun. It's already coming up on 3 o'clock. And of course, we'll play. I usually play until 9 o'clock if I'm going to pull, unless I'm going to pull an all-nighter, and I don't see a need to pull an all-nighter at this particular point in time for this game day. All right, Jim, thanks for stopping by and saying hello. I appreciate that. Have a great Sunday evening, and hope you have a terrific Monday as well. All right, we need to reposition our hard worker, because essentially, if we don't keep these guys working, then we're not going to get anything done. So we need to move him down to what was our soybean field. We'll just grab these little pieces here and get this cultivated in. Then we'll drive him down to the soybean field where we planted oilseed radish yesterday, and it should be growth stage 1, so we can cultivate that in and get that first stage of fertilization. Now, if you're new to the channel, I am planning on getting our fertilization, our second and third stage, by way of the manure mod. So we most likely will spread manure on our fields and then cultivate that in, and that gives us the last 2 remaining steps of fertilization that we will obviously need. Alright, these little Ford tractors are cheap and cheerful, but they're also slow. So it's going to take us just a little while to drive down to that other field. I think we will go ahead and stop and put some diesel in here, because we're only showing that we have 82 liters left, and we certainly don't want to get him halfway between here and there. And all right, so we'll fuel him up, and then we'll continue our little wood cutting adventure. We've done pretty well cutting wood, to be honest. That's generated a lot of money for us. It's allowed us to pretty much keep our head above water as far as bank loans and all that kind of stuff. We did take out a small bank loan initially to buy the Ponzi, and then we were able to actually pay that off in the same game day, just simply because we got aggressive with our wood cutting and was able to cut some wood and sell some wood on the same day, and then of course paid off that bank loan. So winter is coming, as you can tell from our forecast up there. We do expect rain at some point today in this game day. That won't really slow us down for what we are doing, because obviously we can cut rain or we can cut trees in the rain, is what I'm trying to say. And so that's okay. Obviously we can't plant, well, we can plant in the rain, but we can't harvest in the rain, but all of our harvesting is already done. So there again, we're just and let's just make sure that we're getting, and we're getting our fertilization there. Okay, so we'll just kind of take Uber back up here and get back in this guy. We'll cut this stand of trees here, and then we'll probably load up these logs and get them off the highway. Oh, did we not cut that? I thought we did. There we go. We got it that time. I'm not worried about the logs that are on our property there, but certainly these that are a little close to the road, wouldn't want them to get stolen or become an obstacle with traffic. So we'll just kind of work in this area right here for a few minutes. Hello, Lucy Rice. I tried to combine your last name and your first name together. My apologies for that. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Well, I'll tell you what, you guys have been active participants in the stream tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and give you the word of the day. Now again, the word of the day is different each episode. There will be a total of 72 episodes for this series. You can, if you watch and listen to each of those episodes, then obviously your chances of winning the competition, winning a copy or one of 3 copies of the giveaway that I'm going to be doing is greatly enhanced. So the word of the day today is the word sheep, S-H-E-E-P. That's kind of what we did. The very first part of this episode was we purchased enough sheep to bring our total of sheep up to 100 head of sheep. So that's most likely where we will remain. That's what we had pretty good luck with on all folds, was 100 head of sheep that produced quite a bit of wool. And I think that we can probably just manage that amount of sheep with all the other things that we want to do on this map, primarily cutting down trees and doing some traditional farming and such. So the word of the day is the word sheep, S-H-E-E-P. All the information that you will need in order to be able to enter the contest is all down below the video. And it essentially requires you to get that word of the day and then send that to me in an email, properly formatted so it's easy for me to deal with. And then I will record you for the drawing, and the drawing will take place on the 6th of November. The DLC actually does not come out from Giants until the 14th or the 15th of 14th or the 15th of November. So of course that is subject to, as we do some more off-road adventures there, that is of course subject to Giant schedule and all that kind of stuff. We knocked down the highway sign, but we're good about doing that. The highway department loves us. They come and put those right back up for us. But anyway, that's the word of the day. So good luck to everyone. And again, the more you watch, the more you listen, the more you enter, the better opportunities you will have. Are there any rules for chat? What do you mean? I run a G-rated channel, so make sure your chat remains G-rated. But I don't know what you mean by if there are any rules for the chat. If you can explain that just a little bit more, maybe I can better answer that for you. Beautiful sunset. Alright, I tell you what, let's 17, so 5 coming up on 5:30. We will park our Ponzi here on our land, and we'll just shut this bad boy off here. Man, this thing is a wood-eating machine, and we'll do that, and then we will get in our truck here, and we'll start loading up some of these logs. Okay, I got banned last time when I was watching a different stream because I put a link in chat that so I don't get banned again. Well, links, I will tell you that, you know, I run my channel very much like other streamers do. You know, links are always probably going to be a little bit discouraged, just simply because, you know, if we don't know what the link is for and why you would post a link and all that kind of stuff, it's probably best that you don't go posting links in people's chats, because again, that is kind of the way to get banned if you're not careful. I do try to be fair, and of course I like to keep open communication and all that kind of stuff, but at the same time I have to be protective, or somewhat protective, over the fact that I do run a G-rated channel. It's important to me that individuals that might be young people, or just people that don't want to be subjected to things like that, don't have to see that stuff. Not saying that that's what your link is about, but I think that's why most people just sort of prevent it. Lucy, do you play Farm Sim 17? I'm going to restack this wood one more time. Try to get it on here a little bit better. Now, as nature of the challenge, usually I don't do, as I try to restack it to make it look better, and it actually throws on there worse. Oops. I typically don't do auto-loading stuff in my Let's Plays, but again, this is kind of a this is a challenge and sort of the nature of the challenge. We'll restack this one more time and try to get this stuff better on here. There we go. And then we'll reload. But anyway, I don't do the auto-loading stuff as a general rule, but obviously this is a challenge and it's all about making money. And so I'll turn some headlights on here where we can see where we're going. So you can't play Farm Sim 17. Okay, computer is not capable. All right, well. Have to make sure we take it nice and slow. Of course, if you're new to the stream, there's a whole lot of trees that we've already cleared all up and down this path here. We kind of started on this and then began working our way further up that road, and then we had to bring the Ponce in for maintenance, and then we've just kind of decided to start picking up sort of around the main farm again and then heading back towards this direction, and most likely we'll turn and come up this road and go ahead and grab up all these trees here and get them cut down and sold. If you're wondering oh, there's some logs there that we still need to pick up. If you're wondering where some of our money went, especially if you watched the episodes yesterday morning, I did 2 back-to-back live streams on Saturday morning. We had just over $500,000, $600,000. I did go ahead and increase our head of sheep up to 100 head. I think we were at 30, and so we did buy 70 head of sheep, and so went ahead and did that because I think that'll work well with wool sales. Of course, sheep don't produce wool until spring and summer with the seasons mod, but that's okay. We'll be ready to go come spring. I wouldn't even call it a computer. Okay. Hello, Gone Bad Dog 123. Welcome. Evening to you as well. Thanks for stopping by. Now I've played Farm Sim 15 on a pretty low end laptop before. Sort of when I was traveling, I would have to obviously turn down the graphics settings quite low, and it would kind of get a bit warm and everything. It was an older model laptop. Of course, I've got my graphics settings turned up all the way. I've got a pretty nice beefy gaming machine, and so it sort of allows me to run it at that, and of course stream and all that kind of stuff as well, because it all takes up the resources and stuff. So here's our timber sell point here, and we'll just go ahead and undo the straps and then start unloading and selling. Yeah, laptops just don't do very well for gaming, especially if they have just an integrated graphics card. Some of the gaming laptops, some of the more, actually they're referred to as gaming laptops. Some of those have better graphics capabilities and everything. And of course, games like this will generally do a little bit better with that, but still, heat is still an issue for laptops. Anything that's going to kind of just even in sort of the corporate environment that I work in, that I do IT support in, a lot of folks that are crunching a lot of numbers and heavy processing and stuff like that, machines will heat up, and of course heat will kill. Heat is one of the greatest hardware component killers that there is. Let's see, here's some more logs. So we'll grab some of these and take some of these down. I sort of forgot about these. Yeah, you definitely don't want to allow it to overheat if you can prevent it, because again, it'll just kill it. it'll kill your hardware pretty quick. I see the problem. Looks like this one may. Yeah, that's right. This one fell out of the. This one fell out of the Ponzi. Do I even have a chainsaw? I thought I had a chainsaw. Let's see. I thought I had a chainsaw. If we don't, let's go ahead and buy one, because I'm sure that normally I buy a steel, so let's go ahead and buy that. $5 a day maintenance. Most likely we're going to have this happen again. There we go. Well, and now it's raining. I'm sure you guys can't see anything on the stream because I can barely see it on my own screen. That is somewhat unfortunate when it starts raining and it's weather like this. Alright, we'll go ahead and tie these down and head back to the main farm. Not worth taking these down to sell. Not worth the trip. Let's see, Lucy says, yeah, my problem right now is space, 28 gigs out of 29 gigs. Yep, sounds like you need a bigger hard drive. But that's the, that's the story of everybody's lives as well. I'm even starting to see that with more and more simulation-based games, and even with like my flight sim stuff, I've got so many add-ons and stuff like that that I really need to, and it's probably going to be one of these things that's going to force my hand eventually, where I'm going to need to actually take time out to essentially re-image my machine, and in the process of doing that, basically probably upgrade a couple of my SSD drives, or at least put in one larger SSD drive. Right now I've got 3 SSD drives that are 250 gigs each, and then I've got a larger regular traditional serial ATA drive that I actually use for capturing video. But I could certainly use probably a 500 gig SSD drive, maybe 2. Right now I've got all my Steam games on one drive, and then I've got, come on, can we get one more log on there? There we go. And then I've got one drive that's dedicated completely to Flight Sim, so it's got all of my Flight Sim add-ons on it. Alright, we'll get back in the cab. We'll run one more run. We need to play until 2100 hours or 9 p.m. and that's probably about all the tolerance that I'm going to have to this dark and stormy, gloomy, foggy night, is playing till 9 o'clock. If I can't see very well, then it just slows the process down, and it doesn't really make it worth messing about with. And I don't want to roll my truck, because that would just make a bad situation even worse. Lucy says, but people have been saying that I can't put a bigger hard drive in because there's not enough space to put it in the laptop. Well, laptop laptop hard drive spec is all the same physical size. The hard drive, the physical dimensions of the component itself, the hard drive itself is the same, um, just based on the capacity. But it's possible that depending on the age of your laptop, maybe there's some limitations to the size of drive and everything. But with you saying about a 30 gig drive, that sort of tells me that it's quite an older machine, or it's just a lower end spec model. But you're probably, you know, if you enjoy playing or if you think you would enjoy playing simulation-based games like Farm Sim and Truck Sim and stuff like that, you would probably be better off saving your pennies for a desktop PC that you can sort of grow into, upgrade, maybe start off somewhat small. You know, I would certainly check the minimum hardware requirements for these games and start there, but you can always sort of upgrade components, add more RAM, stuff like that. But hey, Dirt Racer. You can always get an external USB hard drive fairly cheap nowadays. That is true. That is very true. All right, back to the main farm, and we will just do one more thing once we get back to the main farm, we will go ahead and bring our Ford hired worker tractor back up to the main farm. They have been stranded down there on that field after they finished it, waiting for me to come and get them. I'd probably consider, with the USB option that Dirt Racer brought up, I would probably consider, you know, moving your data and stuff over to that and run any install your applications and stuff obviously on your main hard drive on your laptop. That way performance and everything will be better. But definitely move your data and free up some of that hard drive space. All right, well, at least tomorrow we will have just a cloudy day. That's the weather forecast for tomorrow, and then the fun of snow starts. We've got quite a snowy winter forecast for us, much like fall where we had rain just about every other day. Our weather forecast for the winter time is the first 2 days we've got snow, and then we've got rain or sleet or something on Sunday, then more snow on Monday, then the sun comes out on Tuesday, followed by more snow on Wednesday. So I don't know if I guess we just drew the short straw with regards to weather, and I'm certainly hopeful that our weather will be better in year 2 and in year 3. All right, so we'll turn off our headlights, and we're going to go ahead and just tab on down here and grab this guy and bring him back to the main farm. That way all of our equipment and everything is back home where it's supposed to be. And these Ford tractors, as I say, they're cheap and cheerful, but my gosh, they are slow. But I suppose that's sort of the trade-off, is the fact that they are cheap. They're cheap to own, cheap to buy, and cheap to maintain. I had a desktop before, but it caught on fire. Okay, I'm sure that was scary. All right, just as a reminder for you folks that are going to plan on entering my drawings for the 2017 Platinum Expansion DLC giveaway, please be a subscriber of the channel. You will need to be a subscriber. If I draw your name, I will double check that. So that is a requirement. While no purchase is necessary, you do need to be a subscriber. And I see I left the blinker on the truck. And then you'll get all the information down below the video on how you enter it. I've already given the word of the day, so all that is known. And let's go ahead and get over here, and we'll turn this blinker off because that's going to basically bug me. That should have done that. And then let's see, what else do we need to do? Oh, we need to go gather our eggs. Hang on. And it's 10 o'clock at night. We're going to get done just here in a few minutes and do our save and all that kind of stuff. Okay, eggs are collected. All right, well, let's just quickly save right quick before we skip the night. And just kind of taking a look at this and recapping things. All of our fields have been fertilized up to stage 1. So most likely we will do our, I don't know, we might do it tomorrow. We might spread manure tomorrow and that game day, or maybe we'll wait till spring to do that. I haven't made up my mind. But in any event, let's go ahead and save one more time, and then we'll skip back to the game, and we'll do Alt-N to skip through the night. And it's good to see that the clouds and the fog has gone away. And here we are back again, so we will click save, and then we will exit and quit to the starting page. And that concludes episode number 17. So we'll have 72 total episodes, so we're not even halfway through. Far from it, but at least we are over halfway through of our first year, our first game year. So winter does look pretty treacherous for us, but we'll just have to deal with it. And I appreciate you all watching. Appreciate that. And make sure that if you are new to my stream, new to my channel, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're interested in the giveaway, go and read the information down below the video screen. Catch those words of the day, the code words. I give those out during each episode. I've already given the one out for episode 17, and I'm not going to repeat it, but you can get it on the video. And then you can enter for my drawing, my giveaway, for 3 copies of the upcoming Farm Sim 17 Platinum Expansion DLC pack that'll be coming out in mid-November. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you again and talk to you again tomorrow night. Take care all. God bless you all. Bye-bye.